Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we even begin today's video, I just want to apologize for the way that I look right now. Before we start anything, I filmed this video this morning, but I just felt like when I went to edit it, I felt so rushed because I was really rushed this morning. And I have had like I've been battling like basically the Black Plague, I feel like, if I'm being over dramatic. But I've been really congested and it's exceptionally bad in the morning. So I was like, it was ridiculous. I could not post the video that I filmed this morning. So it is now currently almost 6 o'clock, and normally I like to post my videos by 5 o'clock. And I'm already one day behind on my 10 days of giveaways. So I will be posting 2 videos on Sunday to make up for missing yesterday. I do apologize. My schedule's just been crazier than I had originally anticipated. So we're apologizing for missing yesterday's video, letting you know that Sunday I will be posting 2 videos, and I'm also apologizing for this face. I went out shopping with my mom literally all day today, and I didn't... I know if I took the time to redo my makeup or touch up my makeup, I just wouldn't be in the mood to film. Plus, I need to get my video up. So we have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer here. I added blush to my cheeks, and I feel like I have like really rosy, bright elf cheeks. And so if this is your first time on my channel, I'm really sorry. But today's video is going to be my follow-up Ulta haul follow-up video. Basically following up with you guys about my feelings, thoughts, and impressions of all the products that I hauled in my Ulta haul about 5 weeks ago or so. So I have been testing these products out now for over a month. So obviously not a first impressions. That's why it's a follow-up haul. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. So if you guys are interested in my thoughts on the products that I did pick up at Ulta, then stay tuned. Also in this video, it is day 5, technically it should be, I think, day 6 of my 10 days of giveaways. If you guys missed the introduction video, I leave that linked down below for you, but there will be a giveaway in today's video, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider doing so before you go. I do post videos 5 days a week. And that's all I have to say. So if you're interested, let's just get into this haul. Okay, so I want to start with 2 hair care products that I picked up at Ulta. Both are from IGK. First, I have the IGK Anti-Social Overnight Bond Building Dry Hair Mask. This retails for $34, which I think is a little bit steep for this product, but I do like this product. It has a really nice, clean scent to it, and essentially you just spray this in your hair. It says to do it before bed. You don't have to wash it out the next morning by any means, but it says that it literally like builds the bond back in your hair. Now, one of you did comment and say that that is not possible, so once you wash this out, it kind of takes away any of the effect that it had done, and it won't actually repair your hair. So that's a bummer if that is actually the case. I wouldn't know if this is actually repairing my hair, but what I will say is when I use this, my hair feels very, very soft. So I just like to spray this in my hair at night. Sometimes I'll even do it in the morning. It doesn't leave any sort of like white cast or anything like that, and it just makes my hair feel really, really soft and smooth. So I do enjoy this product. I wouldn't recommend like running out to grab this, but if you're in the market for a product like this, I think it's nice. Again, I think $34 is pretty expensive for this. This is kind of like almost like a luxury. Like, you definitely don't need this product, but I definitely could also see myself picking this up in the future. Again, I like it, I just don't think it's necessary. And then the second product I picked up from IGK was their Beach Club Volumizing Texture Spray. I picked mine up in the travel size. I also really liked the scent of this one, and I really like the way that this product performs as well. I believe the travel size was $14, so again, IGK is a relatively expensive brand in my opinion. So that being said, I don't think everyone needs this. I feel like I just like really expensive hair care products in general because I also really like the Living Proof Dry Volume Spray. I don't really know of a volumizing, like an affordable volumizing product that I like or could recommend. So if you guys have any recommendations, definitely leave them in the comments down below. This is something that I do plan to pick up in the future. I think I'll probably go between this and the Living Proof Dry Volume. This has a very like, I don't know, it just reminds me of like a summery scent, maybe because it's the Beach Club. So I feel like maybe I'd use this one more in the summertime just for that reason, and then the Living Proof one in the winter. I can't really decide between the two which I like better. I think both do a really nice job of giving my hair volume. What else? So I don't know if there's anything else I want to say with this. Like when I tease my hair, or if I'm just like trying to like push my hair up, and I'll just spray it in a little bit to give my hair a little extra volume. Really, really good for that. So really like this product. Again, I don't feel like it's a necessity, but if you're looking for a nice texture and volumizing spray, I do like this one from IGK. Next, let's move on to the 3 skincare products that I had picked up from The Ordinary. I was really excited to try some products from The Ordinary, and I love all 3 of these, you guys. I have been super, super impressed. The one thing that I will say about The Ordinary is each product kind of only does one thing, whereas some like higher end products, skincare products, tackle like more problems in one, or I don't know if that's making sense, but starting with this is the hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. This has been incredible. I used to use the hyaluronic acid all the time in my skincare routine, and I kind of got away from it, but this has made me realize that I want to always have a hyaluronic acid in my skincare routine. I personally use this morning and night. This does have a little bit of stick to it, or tack at the end, but it goes away pretty quickly, and it doesn't ever make any of my products pill when I go in with another product after this. So I have used a ton of this, and my husband has been using this a little bit as well. I'm about halfway done with this bottle. Under $10. I really don't think you can beat the price on this. So if you're looking for a nice hyaluronic acid, would recommend this one from The Ordinary. Hyaluronic acid is essentially just going to help bring in and lock in moisture to your skin. So if you have dry skin, I would definitely recommend a hyaluronic acid in your skincare routine, and this is a really nice affordable option. Then I may like this one even more. This is their niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. This has made such a difference in the overall appearance of my pores. I don't think I have large pores by any means, but I definitely can notice them, especially in my T-zone. And this is just like a miracle worker in my opinion. Again, under $10. I've also got my husband hooked on this, and let me tell you, he has large pores, and this is making a significant difference in his face as well. So this seriously does work. I wish I had taken before and after pictures. We're about halfway done with this one as well. This one I usually only use in my evening skincare routine, my PM skincare routine. I find that this one has a little bit of tack to it as well, but again, it never like disrupts any of my other products, and it just makes my skin look so much firmer and tighter, and I have been so impressed by this product. Absolutely will be repurchasing this as well. And then the last skincare product from The Ordinary that I picked up was this one from The Ordinary. This is their 100% plant-derived squalane. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I probably am not. I haven't used as much of this one. I'm about right here, but I use this 2 to 3 times per week, usually in the evening times as my nighttime oil, and it's made a really big difference just in the like hydration of my skin. It just makes my skin feel super, super hydrated, and the next day it feels super soft and supple. Really, really like this. I think for the price, it is such a good price. I know there's a ton of skincare benefits from squalane. Again, I could be mispronouncing that. I'm not 100% sure what all of those benefits are, but this definitely does make my skin feel very hydrated and very soft. So definitely also would recommend this one from The Ordinary. I picked up another skincare product during that haul. I picked up this cleanser from The Origins. This is their 3-part Harmony Foaming Cream to Oil Cleanser for renewal, replenishment, and radiance. I picked this up off of a recommendation from Samantha Ravindal, and I have to say I do like this cleanser. I use it in my PM skincare routine, but it's not like, I'm not sold on it as far as like a repurchase is concerned. I've used about a fourth of this, so I still have a ways to go. My one complaint of this product is that it really stings my eyes if I get it in my eyes, but I do think it does a really nice job as far as being like more of a gentle foaming cleanser. Some foaming cleansers can be super stripping of the skin, but this still makes my skin feel hydrated after using it. So I think this is $42 if I'm not mistaken, so it's just expensive as well. I love the Tatcha Deep Cleanse, which I think is expensive at $38. So I think this is a good product. I like it. I'm just not 100% sold on a repurchase. Therefore, if I'm not going to repurchase, I can't say with absolute certainty that I would recommend this to everyone. I think if you want to try it and the price doesn't scare you away, again, I think it's a good cleanser. It's not my 100% number one cleanser, if that makes any sense at all. I did actually pick up one other product from Origins off of Samantha Ravindal's recommendation. This is the Origins Original Skin Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer with Willow Herb. I like this primer. I feel like I had really high expectations for this just because Samantha Ravindal had recommended it, and this is something that I've also heard Caroline Harrell, I don't know her last name, but she is like an expert in skincare, as well as Steph Nicole rave and recommend this. So I feel like I went into it thinking that this primer was truly going to change my life, and then it didn't change my life. It's a very interesting primer. So it's in an aerosol can. You shake it up, and when you squirt it out, I hope you can see, maybe you can't, but it kind of like bubbles on your skin, and then you just rub it in, and it definitely has a cooling sensation, and it does add a little bit of grip to the skin. I like that it's cooling, and I like that it adds a bit of a grip, but it just isn't life-changing. And I believe this retails for $32. So I found the way that I like to use this the best is to put this on my hands and then rub my hands together a little bit and then rub it into my face. I've done it where I've just like straight up squirted it onto my face and rubbed it in that way, and it just feels really weird with the way that it like foams and bubbles. That's just personal preference to me. But for $32, I just feel like I prefer my First Aid Beauty primers, which are $28. Now this has 1.8 ounces, so it is like your standard, it's even 0.1 larger than your standard primer. I'll be interested to see how quickly I go through this, just because it is in an aerosol can, which is a little bit different for a primer. Again, it's a good product. I don't think I'll repurchase it though. Okay, next I picked up 3 concealers because I really needed 3 concealers. And 2 of them I really like, and 1 of them I hate. So let's start with the 2 that I really like. So this one was just a repurchase for me. This is the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. I love this concealer. It is one of my favorites. It's $9. It has a very moussey consistency, and it's very hydrating underneath the eyes, but it's still full enough coverage for me that I feel like I get the coverage I need. I would say it's like medium to full coverage. It's definitely not a Tarte Shape Tape, but it does provide a good amount of coverage, and I really, really like this. I purchased mine in the shade Fair Neutral. The previous time I owned this, I owned Fair Cool, which I felt like was a little bit dark for me, and when I was swatching in store, I felt like Fair Neutral might be a better match for me, so definitely recommend this concealer from Ulta Beauty. Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer. I believe that's what this is called. I was surprised by this. I wasn't thinking I was going to like this. Why I picked it up, I don't know. I picked mine up in the shade 19, which I thought was going to be a little bit too dark for me. I don't know why I was going to swatch this. Maybe I still will. Swatched on my hand, it looks like it's going to be too dark. But I ended up really liking the shade match. It's not brightening underneath the eyes, which I feel like I've bought in quite a few concealers this year that have been too light, so have been very brightening underneath the eyes, almost too brightening. This just is like my exact color, or maybe like half a shade to a shade lighter, so it doesn't make it look super intense underneath the eyes, which I do appreciate. This also adds a really good amount of coverage, similar to Tarte Shape Tape, but maybe not quite as long lasting. Like Tarte Shape Tape will be on your face even after the rest of your face has melted off. You don't necessarily get that with this, but this still lasts a really long amount of time. It is more of a matte finish, but it still feels hydrating underneath the eyes. I really, really like this. At this point in time, I will repurchase this, which is saying something because I'm super picky about my concealers for whatever reason, but I really was surprised by this and really, really do like this. I was gonna say, I also think, like, whether or not you have oily skin or dry skin, I think this concealer would work for you. $14 I don't think is a bad price, especially considering the size. I also really appreciate the large doe foot applicator. I don't know, for some reason I just like a larger doe foot, so I think this is really nice, and I would recommend this one from Juvia's Place. So the concealer that was not a hit for me is this one from Ulta Beauty. This is their Ulta Beauty Youthful Glow Concealer with hyaluronic acid. I thought I was gonna love this because I love the other Ulta Beauty concealer. Why would I not like a youthful glow one when I typically prefer more of a natural to glowy finish? But this provides literally no coverage. Now the shade that I went with was Fair Neutral on this one as well, and this one is just a little bit too like yellow toned as well. I feel like if this was like more of a salmon color, I would appreciate this underneath the eyes for brightening, because this brightens just a hair. It literally offers no coverage, but it brightens just a hair. But the shade is just a little too yellow, so even on days where I, like if I wasn't going in with foundation but I just wanted to brighten underneath the eyes with a concealer, I could use this, but I don't like the shade on this. So this is just a no for me. The first time I used this, like the first eye I blended out, I was like, ugh, not digging this. Like I feel like I'm not gonna like this. And then I made myself use it like 4 or 5 more times, and I was like, nope. Every time I was like, no, no, no. I also picked up a little mini of the NARS Climax mascara. I really wanted to try this, and I've been wanting to try this for a long time, so I finally just picked up a mini, and I really like this mascara. I think it's really nice for lengthening and separating the lashes. It doesn't quite do enough for me as far as volumizing is concerned, but typically I layer my mascaras anyway, so I've been using this as like my first step mascara, and then I was going in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black mascara, which I love for volume, and I really liked that pairing. This is something I would definitely consider purchasing again in the little mini. I usually like to buy minis if I'm buying like a higher end mascara, just because again I'm always cocktailing my mascaras and using many at a time, and I'm never gonna go through, like I always have like 3 to 4 mascaras open at a time, and I usually like to throw them away at like the 4-month mark, 3 to 4 months. There's no way I'm ever going to use up 3 to 4 full-size mascaras in 3 to 4 months using them at the same time. So I always just buy minis, which I can justify the price at that, like at the mini mark, if that makes sense. I think this was like $11 or $12. Again, if you like a good lengthen, like if you want some length, this is going to give it to you, and this is going to separate your lashes really, really nicely. For me, it just didn't do enough for volume, but I would repurchase specifically for that length and separate, and then I would just pair it with a volumizing mascara. I also picked up the Nabla Poison Garden palette. I had picked up the Secret palette like a month before that, and loved the Secret palette. I'll just show you guys what the Secret palette looks like really quick. Such a fun, just inspiring color story in my opinion. Loved this, so I really wanted to pick up another Nabla palette, and I picked up the Poison Garden palette, and I have to say, online the color story looked more inspiring than it does in person. Like even looking at this in the viewfinder, I think this looks a lot more inspiring than just looking at it here in person. I just feel like it looks a little bit more vibrant, and then I look at it in person and I'm like, Like I remember when I opened the palette, I was so excited, and then I looked at it and I was like, is this really what it looked like? So what I will say is, like, it's not like I'm going to declutter this palette or anything, but again, I'm just a little bit let down. This shade right here is one of their like transformer shades. It's going to look like nothing on my hand, but I really like this shade. It's really fun. It has like a white / lavendery purple shift. You probably won't be able to see it at all because this has no base. You have to be strategic with what you pair it with, but it can look so cool. I really I feel like it's apparent that I'm very let down by this. I find that some of the darker mattes in here, like this one, which is in the shade Opera, and then this one, which is Adagio. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but this is a dark brown matte. Those two were a little bit more difficult to blend out. I have not tried this darker like Zodiac shade. It's called Zodiac. It's like a dark navy blue. Have not tried that one yet, but I did find the mattes to be a little bit more difficult to blend out than I thought that they were in the Secret palette. Also, this Subliminal shade right here was just kind of a dud for me. Like, let me swatch it on my hand. It just, I don't know, it's almost like a gold glitter with no base, whereas like in the Secret palette, there's this Creation Crown shade, which is like what I would think to be kind of similar, and Creation Crown is just like super, super vibrant, whereas the other one just like is just kind of a dud. So I don't know. If you're trying to decide which novel palette you should pick up, highly recommend The Secret. Not sold on the Poison Garden palette, but I am going to play around with this a little bit more. I definitely want to play around with like this mauve-y pink shade and some of these other shimmers to see what I think about them. I haven't tried every single shade in this palette yet, but so far haven't been too impressed with the Poison Garden palette. Which brings me to the last two items from this haul and today's giveaway. So the last two items that I hauled were the Carli Bybel ABH palette and then the Lancome Dual Finish Highlighting Palette for Holiday 2019. This is what this looks like, and I don't think I opened up the Carli Bybel palette, but I'm sure you guys have seen this before. So for today's giveaway, I also have a Carli Bybel palette and the Lancome highlighting palette to give away to one of you guys, just to say thank you so much for all of your support this year and just always supporting me on my channel. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway is be subscribed to my channel and then leave me a comment with the Santa emoji. I will leave a picture right here so that you guys know the emoji that I'm talking about, as well as a way to get a hold of you in your comments. So if you are the winner, I can reach out to you and get your address. And that's all you have to do to be entered. Again, I will leave details about the giveaway as well as my like intro to the 10 days of giveaway video down below for you guys if you want to check that out. But these are the two products that I'll be giving away in today's video. So my thoughts on them: first, the Lancome holiday palette. I really like this. I wouldn't say this is my favorite highlighter formula by any means. It comes with the shade Gilded Gold, Frosted Rose, and Sparkling Peach. The reason I wanted this palette specifically was for this Sparkling Peach shade because Jaclyn Hill has raved about the Sparkling Peach finishing powder, not necessarily the highlight. I don't think it's the finishing powder, but I really have wanted to try the Sparkling Peach whatever since then. And what I will say is it's a little bit dark for my skin tone right now. I've mostly been using the Frosted Rose shade, which I don't even know if you'll be able to see, but it's this really, really beautiful pink shade. And then I also have been using Gilded Gold, which is more of like a yellow gold shade, but definitely works a lot better on my lighter or really fair skin right now. I do like this. Like I said, it's not my favorite highlighter formula. I think that the Frosted Rose shade specifically at times can come off with like you can look and you can see little flecks of glitter in there. This is the only shade out of the three that I notice it. Occasionally I'll notice just a little bit on my cheeks. Nothing bad by any means, but I do notice it at times, so I wanted to mention that. It's a really nice palette. I love that you get 3 shades. Would it be something that I'm going to go purchase more like single highlighters from the Lancome line? Probably not, but I do really like the palette. And then the last product is the Carli Bybel palette. So I actually wasn't going to pick this up, but then I swatched it in store and I was kind of sold on it. I just really, really love this Jody shade. Oh my gosh, I literally love that shade. As well as Libra, I think is also beautiful. I love that cool tone, just cool toned goodness. And I knew that I would have a lot of fun with the top row, but I could also get a lot of use out of this bottom row for work appropriate looks. Like I knew that I could make this palette work for every day as well. One thing I will say is this shade right here I was really excited for, but it is a little bit chunky. And it just is a little bit, here it is right here, it's a little bit lackluster. Like I definitely prefer Jody over this one. So just wanted to point that out. Other than that, I believe I have not yet used this bright red shade, but I believe I've used every other shade in this palette and I like it. I really do like it. It's not my favorite ABH palette by any means, but I think it's a fun one and I'm not mad that I picked it up. So that is my thought on the Carli palette. Those are all of my thoughts and everything that I hauled during my Ulta haul. If you guys want to see my original haul video, I will also leave that link down below again, as well as the giveaway video. I hope you guys just enjoyed today's video. Again, I will have 2 videos going live on Sunday and I should have a video posting tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up early and film that and post that before work. I am behind. Way behind on my filming schedule. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking around to watch and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.